So as you lock in life and you start making those tough choices to put down the things that are getting in your way and distracting you, it starts to get hard to remain consistent to a point, I would say. First couple of days, you're feeling real good about it, but you start seeing the toll that it has on your body and your mental health and all that other stuff. And I just want you to know that you need to remember why you're doing it in the first place. And I also want you to know and remember that all of this is only temporary. Your life is not going to be like this forever. Matter of fact, since you are taking so much initiative into your life right now, your life is going to change a lot faster than it would have if you stayed in that comfort level. So give yourself a pat on the back for getting out of that comfort level and staying committed to your goals and staying committed to what really matters to you, because that is something that not a lot of people can do. Not in here. Just make sure you continue to take care of yourself. You know, it's definitely good that you're grinding and working towards your goals and what really matters to you and putting down the stuff that gets in the way. And even though I don't advise you picking that stuff back up, still just do your best to try to make sure that you are getting enough rest. Some nights you're not going to be able to, especially if you want to take care of everything, but still at least make an attempt, at least try. It's better than not trying. But some nights you're gonna have those 6 hour nights. You're gonna have those 5 hour nights, and it's okay. You know, it is what it is. It's a worthy sacrifice for what you're trying to get done in life. So it's just a part of the game. Just try to make sure that you at least have some days where you don't have to wake up early in the morning, so you're able to sleep in just a little bit. But once you wake up, you're back on the grind. You feel me? Just do your best to catch up on sleep when you can. Do your best to stay consistent and remember why you're doing this in the first place. Because I feel like as you're consistent in something, especially it's been like a couple of weeks or even like a month or two, it's easy to start forgetting why you even started in the first place. And it'll become easier for you to let that go. I mean, I would say it's like a double edged sword, because you being that consistent, things start feeling weird when you're not working as hard as you once were. However, with you doing something for such a long time, you begin to get complacent. So it's weird. It can be easier for you to, start lunching and going back into your old ways, or it can be harder for you. It can be easy and hard at the same time, if that makes any sense, if you're really catching my drift here. But in general, just make sure that, if you're going to stop grinding as hard as you are, make sure that it's at a place or you're at a place where you want to be, instead of you feeling like you're forcing yourself to do so because you forgot the reason why you were doing it, or you're no longer interested in the reward that's coming out of it. If you're no longer interested in the reward that's coming out of it, then change your reward. Change it to something else that seems exciting. Or matter of fact, just screw the reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest reward is you saying that you have achieved something that you told yourself you were going to achieve within that time period, And in my opinion, there's nothing more rewarding than that, telling yourself that you're going to achieve something in the next couple of months and you work hard to you work hard towards it and you end up achieving it. It's a great feeling. Like even if you're gonna make a big purchase afterwards and you're super excited about that, but as you continue going down the line, you're like, you know what? It's not that great of an idea. I don't even want that thing anymore. Still continue to chase after what you told yourself you were gonna do just because you told yourself you're gonna do it. You think about life and the people around us, we tend to cater to the people around us. Like for example, our job. Our job expects us to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, sharp. We gonna be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Our friend asked us if we can help them with moving or something. We're gonna show up. But how loyal are you to yourself when you tell yourself, "Hey, we're gonna go to the gym tomorrow"? Do you show up or do you let yourself down? If you were to think of yourself like a friend, right? You are your own friend, and every time that you tell yourself you're gonna do something, is that friend telling you or asking you, "Hey, can you come help me with this?" And just imagine every time that you don't do what you said you were gonna do is you letting down that friend, and that friend has only you to depend on. It doesn't have anybody else. Nobody else is gonna swoop in and come and save your life. It's only you. So the more you let yourself down, the worse you're gonna get, and eventually, one day that friend is gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, I got all this stuff I need help with," and you actually take the time to look and see what they need help with, and you're like, "Damn, what's all this stuff? Like, you want me to do this, that, and the third? All you asked me to do was one thing before." But that's just how it works because nobody else is gonna come do it. You feel me? So either it's gonna stackpile until the day you die, or you gotta do something to change it. But the more you let it stack up, the more you gotta take care of. You feel me? It's like trash. The more you let the trash stack up, the more you don't take out the trash or take care of the trash or clean your room, the dirtier it's gonna get. The more smelly it's gonna get, the more trash you're gonna have. And then eventually you gotta take out bins of trash and spend hours cleaning your room when you could have just listened in the first place, and it was just a little trash bag. It was a little trash bag and a couple of clothes on the floor. So make sure that you're listening to yourself, and when you need something, you take care of it. You need to prioritize yourself above all else. It's okay to be selfish. We were raised in a world where you shouldn't be selfish and you shouldn't put yourself first. You should always share and always appeal to others, but screw that world. Take that world and throw it out the window. Be selfish. You know, think about what is in your best intentions. Like, obviously, there are some things that you're not going to feel like doing, but it's a good deed to do and you got to do them. But for the most part, if it's not really in your interest or that appealing to you, you don't have to do it. Like, just because they're your friends doesn't mean you have to be there. You know, like I just finished hanging out with one of my friends. It was his birthday today, and even though it was his birthday, I still didn't drink or smoke. You know, I didn't stay out late. I came back home. It was what I arrived. I finished what I had to do, which was studying and Ubering. I arrived at the location that we were gonna meet up at with the rest of my friends at 9 p.m. Stayed for 40 minutes and then said, "All right, I'm gonna see y'all." They may be like, "Oh, you leaving all early? You leaving all?" I mean, outside in, I'm literally just standing around, just talking, And even though I don't mind that, it's wasting my time because at the end of the day, they're not the ones that gotta wake up at 5 in the morning the next day and push that weight. and then go to work and do the mail, you know, and then study for this stuff. And then after that, do some more work. Dash, like, I'm the one that has to do that. So I'm gonna make sure that, and even still, like, it's 10:26. I'm about to get like, if I'm able to go to bed or be in bed by 10:45, then I'll probably get 6 hours of sleep. No lie, this week I've been getting like 6 hours of sleep. But it's a sacrifice for what I want to get done. Because what I want is the CCNA passed by April and my bike by May. That is my biggest focus right now, is the CCNA and then saving up for my motorcycle. And then this summer I am going to have a blast. You know, I've been looking for something to fill the void, and I acknowledge that. But I feel like me getting out of debt, and this will be the first time that I actually make a big purchase, doing it the right way, you know, not impulsively getting it and, regretting it later or being like, oh, I'm $1,000 short, so I'm gonna borrow some money. No, this time I told myself I cannot get the bike until I get my CCNA. I cannot smoke. I cannot drink. I cannot play video games until I get my CCNA. It will be my third week being sober. I haven't played video games since Sunday, and honestly, I've been working so hard that I don't even have time to play video games. I don't have time. I really don't have time to do any of that stuff. The second I come home, I just go to sleep. That's what I did last night. That's why I didn't post a video. And that's what I was going to do this night. But I was like, nah, I still need to make sure I post a video because this is also one of my priorities. It may not be on the top of the list, but it's still pretty up there, you know? So I still want to make sure that I'm making content for you guys. And I'm also planning on creating another channel, which I'm going to do Sunday. So, I have a very busy life now, and I don't have time to play video games anymore. And even though I can't even really say it sucks, because it really doesn't suck. Like, I feel good. If anything, I would say it sucked playing video games. When I was laying in that bed, right behind me, playing God of War Valhalla, such a fun game. Eventually I'm going to beat it one day, but now's not the time. But when I was playing that, I'll literally think to myself, like, damn, I'm literally not doing anything with my life. And then not only that, but then I'll get whipped on the game. So I'm like, damn. So not only am I not doing anything with my life, but I'm also getting whooped on a game that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want you to think about this. Like, if you're a fellow gamer, because I'm a gamer, you know what I'm saying? And I know how it is. I'm the type of person where if I start something, like let's say I'm doing an Easter egg or something challenging, I'm going to keep doing it until I beat it. But I started coming to a realization that, yeah, like you get a good feeling of beating it, but dude, like it's just pixels on a screen. You know what I'm saying? It's not making you any money. It's not really bringing you a long period of happiness. You're not gonna be walking around telling everybody, "Yeah, I finally beat Valhalla, dude. Like I got the Kratos skin. Yeah." They're gonna be like, I mean, the people that are interested, they're gonna be like, "Cool." The people that aren't really interested, they're gonna be like, "Okay." You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with playing video games, but you just gotta be aware of what you're putting your time into. And that's what I was putting my time into. But now, even though I'm getting less sleep and I'm more out and about and it's more, I would say, energy consuming, I feel a lot happier. I may not look like it because I'm pretty tired, but I do feel a lot happier making money, knowing that I'm achieving or not achieving, but working to achieve my goals. Every day I study while I'm at work and study a little bit after work. After that, I eat my dinner, and then I go and what's it called? Yeah, and then I go and I work out. And honestly, I'm trying to determine if I take a rest day today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anyways, I'll figure that out later. But I'm probably gonna end up taking a rest day tomorrow, just so I can catch up on a little bit of sleep. And then Thursday, no, Thursday's tomorrow. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Friday, I'll wake back up early and work out again. Saturday, I don't have to wake up early. I just have to be up for I have to be up before 9. But anyways, I'm dragging this video. So just make sure you stay focused on your goals. Make sure you remember why you started in the first place. It's not going to be easy, but over time, I would definitely say that you will be happier as a person chasing things that actually matter in your life. You know, not the artificial stuff, not, watching TikToks or watching YouTube videos or, playing video games, but things that actually matter, like getting your spiritual right or getting, I don't know, your skin right or, getting your money right or getting that item you wanted. Like all of that stuff really matters. And then when you achieve it, it's something that you can really flex on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like getting a physique from the gym. You went from being super skinny to being someone that, every time you pass by a mirror, you just do a little flex here and there because that's something that you achieved, you work hard for, and you can show it off. If you spend 1,000 hours on a video game, yeah, you worked hard for that video game, but you can't really show it off. It's just going to be on the screen. Sure, you can show it off in game, but you got to really ask yourself, does that stuff really matter to you? And if it does, then that's good for you. But I came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. And this is coming from a person that, was grinding dark matter on every single. So my camera basically said, I'm yapping way too long. That's something I need to work on. But this is a video diary, so I can really yap until my tongue falls out of my mouth. But I'm not going to do that tonight. So to finish my sentence before I got rudely interrupted by my camera dying, I was saying that I used to grind Call of Duty. Like I used to every Call of Duty that came out, I would try to get the dark matter camo and all that stuff. Even this Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, I try to do the same thing. And same with the Easter eggs. I did every single Easter egg on Black Ops 6 so far, except for the tomb. The tomb is hard for absolutely no reason. Like, and then I don't really have friends that are too interested in doing the Easter eggs. So, but that's besides the point. The real point is that I was once a person that would grind on the game and find accomplishments or find a sense of accomplishment through the game. However, I realized that it started to kind of diminish my life because I would start finding value in material things or, things like video games. And even though it would be fun to acquire, it wouldn't last very long. However, I feel like I'm making a good shift in my life, doing something that would last very long, which is the CCNA, and then also the motorcycle. The motorcycle is a lifestyle. Like for the majority, once you get into it, it's going to be a part of you for the rest of your life. So, yeah, we're going through some pretty big changes this year. I look forward to June. Um, I would say mid June is when I'll do the half year recap, and we'll just talk about all the things I accomplished this year. And if everything goes according to plan, then I'll have a lot to say. I already have a lot to say just from this year alone. It's only the third month in, but I'll have a lot more to say because we got 3 more months to go. I appreciate you for watching. Please excuse um, the harsh language and the change of pace that was 2 days ago. I kind of just had to check myself real quick because I was focused on the wrong things, which was pretty clear. But we're back on track. We're back to whatever mode this is because I know I have plenty of different characters, I should say. But yeah, so once again, I appreciate you for watching. Thanks for listening to me yap in front of a camera. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good rest of your night. And I also hope that you learned something from this video. I'll see you in the next video.